Hello folks, Florentine Saint-Yves here. I am truly sorry that I stopped uploading new content about the 3 months challenge after week 7. So, this video is long overdue and will close the series for good. The reason why I stopped is because our alliance went to hell shortly after last episode. We had yet another clash with Orcus during a local tourney challenge, so I decided it had to end and left the alliance to create a new one. Unfortunately, not many players followed me and the majority joined Orcus instead, so we spent the rest of the 3 months being 3 or 4 players. I lost faith after that clash, but I didn't stop playing. I actually ended up joining Orcus after roughly 100 days of playing. I am writing the script of this video on August 16th and I have been building this account for 139 days now, so well over the 3 months mark. An increased Kingdom Power challenge was active, so I dumped everything I had piled up for one final stand, and decided it was time to quit the server for good. Before showing you the final result, I will do a quick recap about Kingdom Management, as long as I remember. I spent all my gems during 3rd anniversary events to unlock Hans, Bors, and Don Quixote. Wave of Love was the last of these events, and since Bors was featured I burned all my recruitment cards and summoned Sir Henry Hotspur and Earl Marshall in the process. I immediately exiled him as I don't want to work on him at all. I also wanted to add a decent fortune hero, so I unlocked Noheim, but unfortunately her token stopped popping and Diana was everywhere instead. I decided to summon her as well and started building her, leaving Noheim behind for later. I spent my alliance points on Matilda tokens until I had 60 of them, and summoned her with max paragons and bronze enhancement right away. And lastly, I went all in again on the pirate event we had not too long ago and got Eula and Eric the Red with decent paragons, alongside Elise's hero skin. Since I had more than 25 Elise tokens, I decided to unlock her and Eric on this last KP challenge. I end up with 49 heroes and just about 500 million of Kingdom Power. It is little surprise that Mulan is my strongest hero. I pushed her quite alright with her skin and almost max paragons. With a little over 70 million attributes, she makes up for about 15% of my total Kingdom Power. That's how good she can get if you believe in her. Diana is second by quite a margin, but still represents about 10% of my Kingdom Power. With a little more work on her skin paragon, she would be close to Mulan. Still pretty solid overall. After that I have a bunch of heroes with around 30 million attributes, and the first one is Adira. Despite missing quite a lot of paragons still, she's already better than Kawala because I invested my equipment stuff on her. Kawala is close behind but maxed already, so Adira has a lot of potential to grow bigger. Next we have our military force with Hans and Bors. A lot of work is still needed to make them truly good, and at that point, had I gone the Elizabeth route, she probably would be a monster like Mulan. But having those two guys up to the point they are after only 4 months and no money spent is quite decent, I think. 3 legendary heroes follow, as they were my provision manuscript stumps. Having their beasts unlocked and leveled up a little bit helped them a lot to stay on my wall for now. Note that after more than 4 months I still haven't unlocked a proper provision hero. That's probably too late, I should have worked on that weeks ago. Brunhilde comes next and still need a lot of work. No skin, unfinished paragons, no beast, she's far away from the other all-around heroic maidens I summoned. I thought it would be easier to build her with Kingdom Campaign expeditions and Castle Siege. I guess I was wrong about that. Percival, despite being the lone round table unlocked, is still there. He's getting behind others though and would leave my wall in a few weeks. It's too late to consider unlocking other round table heroes now since I have Bors, Hans, Eric, Matilda and the like. And finally, Matilda takes 12th spot. I unlocked her recently, so she doesn't have much quality or maiden bonding. As such, she would be higher had I unlocked her earlier. Rest of baseline is solid at this point, with a fair number of heroes at level 350. On that topic, I think I overcommitted a little with blue heroes. At some point, it probably would have been correct to stop putting them to blue and purple 1 or 2 instead. Since I didn't bother with tourney activities at the end, Kingdom Power gain would have been higher. At the end of the day, 500 million is still okay. We finished this with a handful of extra tokens and frags that would be handy to keep growing our heroes line. I barely finished main quest after 139 days, and am around halfway towards Kingdom level 15. Though I didn't try too hard to improve that, as rewards are not worth it. Sure, you get more council XP, but I can simply join councils from players who are more advanced than me. Final rankings stand as they are on screen on August 16th. I'm on 14th spot, but remember that we had a merge during my game time. As a result, the server is now stacked with players who spent a lot of money already, with 3 VIP 10 players and others above VIP 6. Mu stands uncontested on top of those rankings with 13 billion kingdom power, which is incredible. I mean, that's 5 more billion than my main account I've been playing for more than a year, but more importantly twice as much as Jezza, who is also VIP 10. Nice work there. I'm happy with my final ranking, but it's getting harder and harder to keep up with the others, and that's part of my final thoughts about this challenge. Going VIP 0 is okay at first, but it slowly eats your mind after a while, especially if you're already accustomed to VIP privileges on another account. Even the smallest things become unbearable, like manual processions. Tourney fights and maiden visits, even with the skip animation feature, were daunting, and I just stopped doing them at some point. Had I kept doing these tasks, results would have been better for sure. Other than that, I had a really good time, especially at the beginning, and I'm satisfied with being able to play with heroes like Hans and Bors or a strong Milan without spending any money. My main mistake, as stated before, was about my investiture material management, where it would have made much more sense to put Milan or Diana up to purple level instead of weak baseline heroes to blue or even to green. Now that it's finally over, I can vent all the frustration caused by not opening any recruitment cards to avoid summoning bad heroes. I don't care anymore, so let's crack the 240 cards I've accumulated over 3 months. To be honest, I was expecting a much worse result than what it turned out to be, so maybe it's not that bad to open cards along the way. I decline all responsibility though if you do that and summon unwanted heroes. Not my fault. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this series, and I will see you around for some more new content. Until then, bye bye.